Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Resort World Sentosa Martial Combat, Asia's ultimate mixed martial arts event.
Blue corner, this man is making his professional MMA fight debut right here in Martial Combat tonight. He stands at 175 centimeters tall and weighs in at 73 kilograms. He's currently training under the watchful eye of martial combat superstar and our commentator tonight, Ray Elbe, at the Tiger Muay Thai and MMA gym in Phuket, Thailand. From Australia, give it up for Brayden Summers! In the red corner, he is from the home of Shaolin Kung Fu and is also making his professional MMA debut right here on Martial Combat tonight. He stands at 180 centimeters tall and weighs in at 71 kilograms. Representing UMAC and from China, it's Bian Xiao Long!
Your ring announcer, Uday Joshi, introducing the fighters for this first fight of the evening, Martial Combat 8. Quite noticeable that Brayden Summers looks a lot thicker through the chest and stomach, seems to have a stronger looking, at least, upper body than his opponent, 2 kilograms in difference. But as we said, it's Bian Xiao Long who is the taller man by 5 centimeters. Let's see if he can make that height work to his advantage. A good crowd here at Singapore Resorts World Sentosa, and they've become quite an educated crowd. This is the 8th such event we've had here. It's become very popular. Referee Stephen Percival has been present for every one of our martial combat nights. Top class referee. Let's see if we can get some top-class action from this opening bout of the evening.
Brayden Summers doing a good job of bringing the fight straight into the clinch. One of the things about the Sound of San Shao fighters is the fact they work with distance. So the closer you close that and the quicker you're able to close that distance, the less you're going to have to deal with those unorthodox kicks.
Bringing up the knee a couple of times as well there.
Here I'd like to see Brayden utilize the fence a bit better. That takes the fighter's ability to sit those hips back out of the equation. As you see the Chinese fighter sitting his hips back, creating the space for those knees, but it's also making it a bit more difficult to get the takedown.
Plenty of knee work going on. That'll be sore in the midriff.
Brayden snapping his opponent down now with the head and arm control. Good defense though by the Chinese fighter displayed.
Slightly taller, and it might have been just slightly more difficult to get him down into that position. Because of that, the Chinese fighter trying to trip his man, but again, plenty of knee work. A big feature of this fight so far.
Good knees here being displayed by Brayden Summers. He's doing a good job of pulling the head down each time he throws that knee. You see that right hand clasps across the back of the Chinese fighter's neck.
Stephen Percival asking for more work. Plenty of Australians in the crowd tonight. There was an Aussie, Aussie, Aussie chant just before the fight got underway. Brayden Summers used to be an Australian soldier, so he served his country.
Brayden actually said he was dedicating this fight to the Australian soldier that lost his life today in the war, so mad appreciation from him on that, just recognizing his own country in their sacrifice that they've made. Brayden doing a good job of pulling the head down. Chinese fighter really needs to try to keep his posture a bit better. What I'd like to see Brayden do is maybe try to bring one of those knees all the way up to the head.
Bringing the knees up to the head. Occasionally they're straying a little bit below the belt, which of course wouldn't be legal. But referee Stephen Percival hasn't stepped in yet. A lot of them sort of borderline.
Most of this round's been spent in the clinch.
Yeah.
Good knee to the head there, though. Very dangerous takedown being attempted by the Chinese fighter there. Unfortunately, those hip tosses are very hard to effectively utilize in MMA because you give your back. And with the scoring, and there's no stand-ups, anytime you give your back, it's a dangerous technique to try to utilize here.
Well, they got into a clinch pretty early on in this contest. We're in the final 10 seconds of the first round. There's barely been a punch thrown. Plenty of great knee work, though, and they haven't got each other to the canvas either. It's been a pretty similar round for the entire 5 minutes. Just making sure that everyone's ready at ringside, and we're away. Now, will they get back into that clinch, or will they keep it a distance? Already a slightly different look to this round.
Brayden right back into the clinch, utilizing the fence a bit more this time. He's able to keep Bian against the fence. It'll take away that ability for him to sit those hips out, which is what's giving Brayden the problem with securing the takedown here. A lot of Chinese wrestling is upper body wrestling. As you see, these guys are working the clinch. Most of the takedown attempts are focusing above the waist.
You sparred with him, Ray? Southpaw? Always a bit awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, he's one of my favorite punching bags in the gym.
We won't let him know you said that. A little bit more at distance this round than the first round was. Some kicks, a few punches thrown, a good right hand there, a couple of good right hands from the Chinese man. Probably connected with Brayden Summers on the top of the head, nothing too damaging. This stand-up grappling, is this something you've seen Brayden do a lot before, or is it just this clash of styles?
I think it just happens to be predominantly the styles. Brayden's more of a Greco-Roman wrestler, which is an upper body wrestling. The Chinese fighter here looks to be stuck in the guillotine choke. This might be tight. Brayden's locking it in here. He's locking those arms. Very similar to the Darce choke. This is deep, folks. This might be the end of the fight.
There it is. He tapped out. Ray Elbe called it. That's why we've got him here. He saw the end of the fight coming some seconds before it actually did. Tapping out means you submit because you just can't take it anymore, and that's a great third win of Brayden Summers' mixed martial arts career. Bian Xiao Long will be disappointed because it was pretty even until that point. But that's your first fight of the night in the books.
Sneaky little choke that he did. Modified 10 finger. Tell him that.
Ladies and gentlemen, with 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining in round number 2, and by way of guillotine choke submission, your winner in the blue corner, Brayden Summers!